Hello everyone. Hello everyone. In this video, we will go through the steps required to set up a WordPress blog with a CloudFormation template. Now, if you're not familiar with CloudFormation, check out my videos on CloudFormation, which I will be linking on the description below. I have a 3-part video on the basics of CloudFormation, and I've tried to simplify them as much as I can. Now we know what CloudFormation is and what it does and how the template works, right? And we know that we can use templates to create a stack. Now, a really cool thing about CloudFormation is that since it's, templates written like a code, infrastructure as a code, there are codes out there that we can just use and not have to type anything over again. And AWS provides sample templates to us to use. So why don't we check that out? So first thing we will do is to go inside the CloudFormation window by clicking on CloudFormation here at the console. So if you don't see that, you can just click on services and type in CloudFormation just to get to the same place here. Okay, now you get 4 different options. For today's lesson, we will create a stack. AWS CloudFormation allows you to quickly and easily deploy your infrastructure, resource, and application on AWS. We know that. Now here, you can use one of the templates we provide to get started quickly with applications like WordPress or Drupal, and one of the many sample templates, or create your own template. Now we're interested in the sample template, so let's click on create a new stack. And once again, they give us an option of designing a template. We don't want this. Choose a template. Right here, a template is a JSON YAML formatted text file. We talked about this. Now under the select a sample template, I want to click on this drop down, and I want to choose WordPress blog. Now make sure you don't click on multi-AZ samples. This will launch 2 different instances with the WordPress blog. For this demo, we just need 1. So let's click on the third item on the single instance samples, WordPress blog. Next. Stack name, I'm going to call it WordPress blog, right? Now we have to choose database name, database password, root password, and username. Now for the simplicity purposes, I'm going to choose WordPress DB for everything. Now you don't want this in real life because security, but for simplicity, I'm going to choose the same name. Okay, you can't see it, but it's the same, and you can choose whatever you want, but make sure you write it down and you don't forget before you actually start logging in to stuff. So now instance type, I'm gonna do it in T2 micro because it's a free tier. Key name is going to be one of the keys that you have. I'm gonna use my key. SSH location is 0.0.0.0/0, which means anywhere. Now, if you remember from the earlier part of the video, this thing right here is the parameter section, right? So we parameterized all these things. So instead of hard coding all these things, we can reuse this template. So it's a very good practice to parameterize almost everything. So if I had parameterized VPC, then I could choose which VPC this would go under. But as you can see, I don't have that choice. So this will be going to my default VPC. So if I had parameterized my VPC, then there would be a box here asking me to choose a VPC, but there's not a box here. So next, on the key, I'm gonna call it name, and value is gonna be WordPress blog. Now this will be useful because this will tag all the resources that the stack will create, and it will have a tag of WordPress blog, right? So we'll look into this a little later. In advance, you get, to choose things like notifications. We don't want that. We want a simple WordPress blog for now. So let's click on next. Okay, so this is the review page. As you can see, the template that we will be using is hosted on S3, and once we choose, everything is done by Amazon, so we don't have to worry about that. And we can also click on estimate cost. It's going to be free, especially since we will be deleting this right after the lab. Or if you want, you can keep it and host a really cool blog, up to you. Now here's my stack name, DB name. Let me copy this. So termination protection disabled. Now you might want to enable this so that you don't accidentally terminate your blog by forgetting. So this would be something to consider if you plan to keep your blog and not delete it. Now create. Now as you can see, the status is create in progress, right? Now back to the template we discussed, right? In the sample template we discussed in the earlier part of this lesson, we had resources, outputs, template, parameters, and we can see those things right here too, right? So parameters, resources, and outputs, and the template. Well, let me select on this first. So we haven't seen the template up to now. We just clicked, we just selected a sample template. But if we go and look into the template, which you can do by clicking on here. So once again, let me review what I did. Trying to lower this. Okay, so what I did was I chose the stack. I only have one stack. I clicked on the stack, and so you can do it both ways. So I clicked on the stack, I go to this page, and on the template I click on template, and as you can see, the template is right here. Now it's a lot more complex than what we discussed earlier, but it's the same concept, right? There's the mapping section, which could have been hard-coded since we know which one we will use. But the good thing is that this mapping, having all this extra stuff, gives people ability to choose different stuff, right? So this is a template, right? It has all the stuff that will set up our WordPress blog. Now you can look at this template on your own. The parameters are here, just like we discussed earlier. The tags, we gave the tag WordPress blog, and that's it. So let's go up, and we can see that status is create complete, right? Resources, if you click on resources, then you can see that my security group was complete and web server is created in progress. Now if I refresh this page, yeah, so the web server is complete too. And finally, after every resource is completed, the stack is completed, right? Create complete. Now if we go back to the the template section, right? Let's go check out the output section, right? It's probably going to be all the way on the bottom. So this is properties, outputs right here. Now, as we discussed earlier, outputs, you can output something that you want, usually the IP address of the resource that you created, or DNS name. So in this case, what we're outputting is website URL, a value, and we're joining with function join, HTTP. We're getting the attribute of web server and public DNS name / WordPress. So what we're doing is we're getting the public DNS name of the web server and adding a / WordPress in the end, and HTTP : / in the beginning, right? So in the end, what you'll see is, if you go to the output section, you will see the value of this, right? So HTTP and EC2, this is the DNS name / WordPress, right? So what this lets me do is easily click on it, and I'm there on my blog. I don't have to go back to my EC2 and look up my DNS name, that kind of stuff, right? So we're about to set up our WordPress blog, and if you don't know what WordPress is, it's basically a content management system for blogging. It powers a lot of websites on the internet, and it lets you easily create very nice blogs, and you don't have to worry about users, themes. Everything is simplified for you, and we can look into that a little bit. So site title, I'm gonna say my CloudFormation blog, right? I'm gonna start blogging about CloudFormation. Username, I'm gonna call it WordPress DB once again. Bad idea, but for this video, I'm gonna call it WordPress DB. Password, this is WordPress DB as well. And don't try to log in with this password, because I'll be deleting this right after this video. So, so confirm password, your email. So they want me to put in my email, probably to confirm. Now you can choose search engine visibility to discourage search engines from indexing this site. You probably don't want to check this, because you will lose some traffic. So now I just click on install WordPress. I'm going to click on login. Okay, so the username was this, the password was this. I log in, and there we go. So I'm into my WordPress dashboard right now. If I click on my CloudFormation blog, this home sign, and click on visit site, then this is my website, right? It's already set up like a basic skeleton, but you can customize this in many different ways. Just to give you a quick idea, if I go to appearance and themes, I can choose from a lot of the themes, and you can do a lot of stuff. I can't go over all the things that you can do in this video. Maybe we'll do another video for that, but there's a lot of themes to choose from. These are just one page. There's the popular themes. I'm just gonna click on one. Try this one. I like this one, right? So install. Then it will ask you for this credentials, FTP, username, password. You might even see some kind of error pop up over here saying error connecting to the server, and you can go past that problem by doing one thing. And to do that, we have to first log to our EC2 instance. So I'm here at my EC2 dashboard, and this is my blog that I created from CloudFormation. I'm going to click on connect. If you're using Windows, or you can use PuTTY or git bash. So I'm going to copy these credentials, copy, and I'm going to my terminal to get inside this instance. Okay, so I am in my terminal window. I'm going to copy that, so I'm inside my EC2 instance. Now what you need to do here is say sudo, which means assume the role of the root user. Chown means change ownership. -r recursively. Apache. What this means is that when we install httpd, Apache user will be created, and that's where the WordPress, we are trying to give WordPress access, the folder WordPress access to Apache, right? So this and the path to WordPress. So the path to WordPress will be /var/ /html/WordPress. Enter. So once again, what we're doing is we're giving the ownership of this directory, WordPress directory, to Apache user and group, right? So that we will be able to install our plugins and everything without any problems. Now let's go back and let's try if this works. Now I'm in the same page. I want to refresh this page. I click on install. There we go. So now it's installing, right? So it's installed. Let me click on activate. It's activated. So you can pause the video and type in that command, and you should have the same access now. So I'm gonna go back to this place where there's a home like a icon and visit site, and it doesn't show much because we don't have anything, but the theme is kind of changed. Otherwise I can try one last theme, right? So maybe this. So my CloudFormation blog, visit site. Oops, still not changing. It's because we don't have any video, any stuff. But that's how you change themes once you start adding post, and you can start writing post. I'm gonna say my first post. Hello everyone, and publish. Dashboard, visit site, and here's my first post, right? And recent post, my first post. So this is how you actually use the the WordPress blog. Now I'm not an expert on the WordPress hosting, so you can try stuff out. You can look at other videos and find out how you can set up a nice blog for yourself. But the infrastructure, the underlying thing, is what our goal was to set up the underlying infrastructure, the WordPress instance, for you to host this website, this blog, right? So I hope you got something from this lesson. Once again, to recap, what we did was we went to CloudFormation and we created a stack, and we chose the sample template. We filled in all the things, and we created this stack. And once we created the stack, we clicked on outputs, and we could see the name of the DNS name. We clicked on this, and we had to set something up. And finally, when we tried to install some themes, we didn't have permissions to do that, so we added something by saying change the ownership to Apache. So make sure you don't forget this step. All right, so that was it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Look out for more videos coming up very soon. Thank you, and see you soon.